On March 31st, 2006, a med student walks into a bar in Columbus, Ohio. He's caught on camera having a good time, talking to people, and then all of a sudden he vanishes. No one sees him leave, no body, no answers, just gone. This is the strange case of Brian Shaffer. So leading up to Brian disappearing, earlier that afternoon, he went out to dinner with his dad at a steakhouse, and according to his dad, everything seemed fine. And then after that, he went back and met up with his friend Clint so they could go bar hop around the campus. They decided to go to the Ugly Tuna Saloona, which was the go-to spot around the campus for cheap drinks and just the sports bar vibe. Brian had a girlfriend named Alexis who was out of town that weekend visiting her family, but they talked at one point during that night when he was at the Ugly Tuna still, and she said he sounded fine, that he was having a good time, and everything sounded normal. And they were both saying how they were excited for Monday because that was the start of their spring break vacation that his mom had paid for. Now this was an important trip because his mom had recently passed away from cancer and she had bought them this trip. So it doesn't seem like it would be a trip that he would just bail on. So that phone call to his girlfriend Alexis was around 10 p.m. And I forgot to mention that Brian did invite his brother and his girlfriend to the Ugly Tuna, but they turned it down because they had just left a concert and were feeling pretty tired. Brian and Clint, they ended up going bar hopping at a couple different spots around, and then they meet up with their friend Meredith, and then she takes them back to the Ugly Tuna Saloona, and they all hang out there for a bit longer. So at one point, Brian becomes separated from Clint and Meredith, but they're all still at the same bar, but Brian goes out front of the bar to this escalator and is talking to like two girls out there. So that's him and the two ladies that he's talking to outside of the bar, and then he's seen going back into the bar, and then that's the last time he's ever seen. So a lot of people suspect the two girls that he was talking to, but they ended up getting subpoenaed and interviewed, and they said that they don't know anything that happened. And then I'm just curious about who this person is right here. This dude just looks a little sketchy. So some people think that there may have been another door that he went out of the Ugly Tuna Saloona, which they did have one other door which went to like a service elevator that then went to a construction site. And there was no camera at that door, but there was cameras at other places nearby that would have caught him, and they went and looked at those surveillance tapes and didn't find anything of him coming out of that door. And they also searched the construction site that he would have had to walk through, and they never found a body. How does someone just disappear out of a bar without being seen on camera and by anyone else? And we're going to pick that up in part 2.